Question number 6, Jacinda Ardern.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Associate Minister of Social Development and asks, can she confirm that the contract with the Growing Up in New Zealand study, the largest and most comprehensive longitudinal study undertaken in New Zealand, is currently being renegotiated, and will she guarantee that this process will not lead to their contract being cut?
The Honourable Joe Goodhew.
I can confirm that Suparu is currently in contract renegotiations with University of Auckland to ensure maximum value from the Crown's investment in the Growing Up in New Zealand study. As these renegotiations have not yet been concluded and the details of the contract negotiations are commercially sensitive, I'm unable to provide any further details.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Jacinda Ardern.
Can she guarantee that the Growing Up in New Zealand study will receive the $15 million that was already allocated to them and was included in a contract, Mr. Joyce, that was signed in February, that was allocated to them in Budget 2016?
Order. We don't need the interjection coming from my right-hand side.
Mr. Speaker,
the Honourable Joe Goodhew.
as I have already said to the member, and she has acknowledged in her primary question, there is currently a renegotiation.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Jacinda Ardern.
Supplementary to the Minister, when was she advised by Suparu that they wanted to cut the funding and contract for the Growing Up in New Zealand study, meaning it will now end in 2018, when the children they are tracking will be just 8 years old? And what was her response?
The Honourable Joe Goodhew.
Mr. Speaker, the nature of the question is related to the renegotiation, and I refuse to speculate on the outcome.
Order.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Jacinda Ardern.
Does she agree with Suparu's current demands that the Growing Up in New Zealand study must now cut 4,500 children from the study, meaning they won't be able to reliably evaluate life in New Zealand for Māori and Pacifica children?
The Honourable
Mr.
Joe
Speaker,
Goodhew.
the message seems not to be getting through. There is a renegotiation underway, and I will not speculate on that. That is good negotiation practice, perhaps something that is unfamiliar with the member.
Supplementary to the
Supplementary
Minister.
question, Jacinda Ardern.
Is it good practice to renegotiate a contract that was signed and agreed in February and to undermine a study that has had millions of dollars of taxpayers' money by cutting a cohort by more than half, making it completely unethical and unreliable?
Mr. Speaker,
The Honourable Joe Goodhew.
renegotiations to contracts never happen unless both parties come to the table. This debating chamber is not the place to do it.
Order. We're now moving to question number 7. Catherine